Hello and welcome back to our second week of peak pose, which is twisted or revolved triangle pose. So if you joined me in the first one, we moved through a lot of different shapes, muscle actions, building blocks to move us towards this pose. Remember, that's not the ultimate goal. The goal is just to get moving and to experience what movement feels like in your body. So I thank you once again for joining me back here. We finished off, I'll quickly step into where we finished off so that when we get to the final peak pose at the end of the practice, if that's not a pose that fits your body or feels right in your body or is for you today even, then this can be a go back to or an option for you if that doesn't sit well with you. So the option would be a supported option. You will need a wall to practice this. And with balance, you're going to place your foot on the wall so that your legs are at a right angle. And then we turn the ribs in one direction. So the ribs actually face towards the extended leg against the wall. And then the hand slides to the outer part of the leg, wherever it's comfortable, and the right arm extends. So this is actually the same shape that twisted triangle moves into at the end, but with a little bit more support for you. So we'll see how we go when we get there. But we're going to start to move our body, warm our body all up, all over. So step onto your mat, come to the top of your mat, place your feet a hip distance apart. If you're comfortable to, just close down your eyes briefly. Take this moment before practice to turn your attention inwards. Bring your attention to your feet. Notice any sensations or feelings that your awareness is drawn to, and then move to your knees. And as I'm guiding you to different parts of your body, I just want you to notice these body parts without any judgment. We're not trying to have the best posture at the moment or the most mindfulness about where our body is in space. It's just a moment, an opportunity to turn your attention inwards and move away from the outside world. So attention to your knees. Move your attention to your hips. Just noticing any sensations you feel in your lower spine. Your upper spine. Any aches or sensations or softness or heaviness in the shoulders, heaviness in your arms, any tingling or sensation in your hands, your neck, and just the position of your head. And then just notice your body all over from your feet to your head. Turn your attention towards your breath. And on your next inhale, if you want to open your eyes now, you can sweep your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Full body stretch. You might reach to one side, open the left or the right side waist, and then reach to the other side, just expanding the length of the waist from the armpit down to the hip. Breathe in, full body stretch. As you exhale, soften the knees and fold forward. Uttanasana. Breathe in, take a halfway lift, either with block support or using your own body as support. Take a moment here to remind yourself of your leg engagement. So gently lift the kneecaps, engage the thighs. Feel a light engagement as you exhale, soften, fold forward. Press down firmly through your feet or foundation, lift all the way up, full body stretch. Exhale, reach your hands towards your heart. Breathe in, float the arms up. Stretch through the fingertips. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold, bending the knees to accommodate any tension that you feel. Press down firmly into the feet, rise all the way up. Breathe out, hands to heart. Just adding on from there now. As you breathe in, arms float all the way up. You might press the palms together here. As you breathe out, soften the knees, start to fold forward, leading with the chest as the hips slowly draw up and the legs extend, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, step or walk back to plank position, remembering that there are always options to modify here. Check that your shoulders are positioned above your wrists. And as you exhale, lower all the way down. Press firmly into your feet, engage the kneecaps and the thighs. Inhale, lift and peel the chest away from the mat. Exhale, push back to tabletop or plank position, to which you're going to now transition to downward facing dog. One breath here. Step or walk, or if you're feeling a little adventurous, hop forward. You could hop forward by walking your feet in a little closer to the hands. You're just doing a little hop. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Press into the feet, rise all the way up. Breathe out, hands to heart. One more to completely warm the body. Breathe in, arms float up. Breathe out, forward fold. Chest open, hips lifting. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold and step back to plank. Breathe in here. Align the shoulders out over the wrists. Breathe out, lower all the way to the ground. Moving straight into cobra, breathe in, engage the legs, lift the chest. Breathe out, push back to plank or tabletop, back to downward facing dog. One breath cycle here. Breathe in. On your breath out, you're going to step, walk, or add a little hop to the top of your mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Press into the feet, rise all the way up. Breathe out, hands to heart. Wonderful. Body should be warm all over now. So grab your blocks. And we're going to take the blocks onto the highest level. And we're going to start with a wide leg forward fold. So the theme of engaging the legs still continues here. So you're going to step or jump the feet apart fairly generously. And then you want to think about your heels moving a little bit further apart from each other than the toes. So it's almost like this slight pigeon toe sensation. And then as soon as you've arrived there, you're going to press into the outer part of your feet, lift the inner arch of your feet, engage the kneecaps. So I have a feeling of pulling the kneecaps up so that the thighs engage. Great. This is your foundation. So this is making us stable. And then have a feeling of lengthening the spine up and out of that pelvic area. So you're creating length in the spine. Take a moment just to notice any sensations here. And then on your next exhale, I'll just turn side on for you here. On the next exhale, as we would do in a forward fold, you're going to use your hips to roll forward and then allow the chest to follow forward. So chest is moving down, spine is lengthening. Keep the chin slightly tucked into your collarbones. And then reach for the blocks and support your wide leg forward fold, just initially. So we're in wide leg forward fold, the hands are positioned below your shoulders. Stop, pause, notice, reflect, engage. Feel where stability is coming from. This might be enough for you. If you want to play around with moving a little deeper into the forward fold, take your blocks down another level, and you might lower your forearms to the blocks. If that's comfortable, then start to relax through the neck and through the head. And then wherever you decide to arrive, keep your attention focused on that toning and activation of the legs. Keep the kneecaps lifting, keep the thighs engaged. Two more breath cycles here. If you're not resting on your hands, lift your body back up to your hands. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep your legs super strong as you lift the chest all the way up towards the ceiling. We're transitioning into triangle pose now. So turn your old mirror, you guys. So you're going to turn your right foot 90 degrees and then your back or left foot in slightly. And again, keep both knees active and lifting, thighs engage. Take a moment to pause and reflect and notice. And then extend both arms out long. And then you want to think about your upper body here, leaning out over the front leg. So it's almost just this isolated movement from the hips up and out through the torso as you reach forward. And then let your hand connect with whatever part of your leg supports you the most. Extend your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then have a feeling of feeling light in the upper body so that you're not sinking heavy into the legs. So lightness lifting up out of the hips. Pause and stop here for 3 breaths. Just letting the body make any little adjustments that it needs to feel comfortable. Keep powering up through the legs as you slowly come out of that position. Bend through the front knees so that the knee is stacked over the ankle. Twist your front palm to face up and sweep the arm all the way up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the right side waist. Arms back to center. Extend your front leg and turn the feet to face the front. So we're now again in that wide leg position in order to change sides. So now you're going to turn your left foot 90 degrees. Your right toes turn in a little. Lift both kneecaps up, engage the thighs before we go anywhere else. And sometimes it can be helpful to check the alignment of your feet. So is your heel in line with about the middle arch of your back foot? Check. All right, extend the arms out. Lengthen up through the spine. And then think of this movement as the torso and left arm reaching and extending out over the left foot. We'll do that one more time. So lift up and out through the torso, lengthen the waist, extend the left arm, and then place the hand on the most comfortable supportive position of the leg for you. Feel a lightness in the upper body so that you're not heavily leaning into the lower leg. And as you keep focusing on maintaining action and toning in the legs, notice if you can make your torso just a little lighter. And then pause. Notice your breath. How does your breath support you? Notice anything else that your attention is drawn to here. Keep pushing down into the feet and your foundation, feeling strong and steady in the legs. Inhale, lift and extend away. Bend through the left knee. Flip the front palm and reach and extend through the left fingertips. Again, creating a nice open side waist. Inhale back to center. Extend through the front knee. Wide leg. Now you can just heel toe your feet together here. We're coming back into a familiar shape that we learnt in part 1, which was that pyramid pose. So we'll set up the basic foundation and then we'll build upon that. If that's too much, you'll come back to the basic foundation. So the basic foundation of pyramid pose is 1 foot steps back. The back foot is at about a 60-degree angle. And remember, you want to think about the hip of the front leg really squaring back to keep the hips nice and square. This could be your stopping point today. So just take a moment, regardless of whether you're going to move on with me or not. Be aware of the activation and the toning happening in your legs. And any other feelings or sensations you're drawn to. And then either stay here or lift the chest up, and you're just going to cross the arms behind you so that you're holding elbow to elbow. And then using the arms, you'll open the chest and look up. So you're almost in a slight back bend. And then fold forward over the hips as though you're coming into a forward fold. Keep leading with the chest. Keep activating the legs by lifting the kneecap. And you're just going to do this in little parts. So you'll move forward and then pause. Notice how that feels in your body. And then you might start to move with breath. So as you inhale, think about creating a little bit more length in the spine. And then as you exhale, you might lower the chest a little more. Just use each little step as a platform to notice any new sensations as you sink a little deeper. If you're still supported by your blocks, you're still being aware of any sensations. Move a little deeper. And maybe a little deeper still. We're definitely working on stableness here, as this is becoming a bit more of a balanced pose. If at any stage you need the support of your arms to help support that balance, then that is fine. Wherever you've arrived, take 3 breaths. If you're in forward fold, come back to the blocks. As you exhale, step forward. Let's move through a little half salutation before we change sides. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Press into the feet, rise up. Breathe out, hands to heart.